start to realize that my growth areas were his strengths, and his strengths for my work growth area. I'm like, man, together,
Yep.
we got this thing
But-
figured out.
And you know, one thing that that helped me was, and I had to really understand that sometimes in order for Renee to know what's going on with me and to understand me, I have to talk more. Us guys, we naturally, well, I won't say naturally, I'm generalizing. A lot of guys are just introverted. We're not taught to talk about our feelings and our emotions and the
And our
things that we
dreams.
and our aspirations and all these things, because it is seen as weak. So, but one thing that Renee is, and I said this in past videos, that has definitely helped me with, is tapping into and understanding the emotions that I feel when I feel them. Because it's two emotions that guys, we have down pat: lust and anger. We feel those without nobody teaching us and knowing, we know the difference. But Renee was actually able to help me understand some of the other things, but I had to start communicating to her to give her the understanding of what was going on in me and in here and in here, in order to be able to articulate that to her, to where I was able to understand where she was coming from, and she was able to understand where I was coming from. So we appreciate that.
Yeah, we just should be saying, oh, we appreciate you too. I mean, we are so grateful. You guys are all such a blessing, and you may not think that your comments mean anything.
They do.
But they do, and they encourage us, and they help us to have a sense of direction. They help us to have a sense of, okay, Lord.
And what we like to do with these videos is not just tell you guys teachings and little things like that. We're using this. We always talk about self-inventory.
Yeah.
Check yourself. You don't want your spouse or your significant other to check you. So who is checking you? You need to check yourself and say, how am I doing in this? Use this as nothing more than a gauge of saying, how is my transparency? How is my reliability, my understanding? And am I really being sincere? And how is my time when it comes to, am I building the trust in my significant other and in my relationship that is going to pay the dividends that I hope it pays when we need them most, when we're going through those challenging times that can be very detrimental to our relationship development.
Alita says that, what is it when the person always think that I'm correct? Well, you don't want to be in a relationship thinking about what the other person is thinking.
Yes.
It's your responsibility to make sure that you know that you are wrong. And so if you're trying to figure out that they think that they're always right, that's still you thinking about them.
Right.
All I can do is think about me and think about what I need to do different. And I think sometimes we don't realize is, someone said, guard your energy, guard your headspace.
Oh, yeah.
There's only 24 hours in a day, and the only kind of control God is going to give me is self-control. So when I find myself focusing on Gil, I redirect it back to me to say, no, this is me. This is a me problem. What do I need to do different? If you know because I was talking to a guy, I was in Detroit, I was at the barbershop, and this guy heard me say I was a marriage coach. He said, can I talk to you? I said, sure. He said, I don't want to talk about my wife, but she don't clean up.
Well, you clean up.
And so I said, but I thought you said you didn't want to talk about your wife. If there's something that she's doing that you need her to do different, then why don't you lead by doing it?
Or communicate what you need.
But first lead. I think that we talk too much. If you start doing it, that could cause them to do it. Because I think that our actions, the Bible says we win our spouses by our conduct in our conversation. So it's my behavior and my words. It's not just me